Are you looking to grow your business fast? Well, on today's show, the brand developer for Oxi Fresh joins Josh Wilson with Living Water Irrigation to explain the most effective ways that you can spend your advertising dollars. If you want to hit the growth gas pedal for your baby business, this show's for you.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thrive Time Show.
Now, 3, 2, 1, here we go!
Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we'll show you how to
Yes, 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 and yes. Josh Wilson with Living Water Irrigation. How are you, sir?
I am well. I'm well, Mr. Clark. Thank you.
Hey, we're on the show about once a week, pretty much every week.
Yes, sir.
And every week you're on the show. We don't talk about it on the show, but every week you're on the show. You never turn your digital advertisements off.
Never.
So when we're on the show, your ads, your Google AdWords ads, your Facebook ads, your retargeting ads are never off.
Never.
And your team is always seeking Google reviews. Some weeks more effective than others, but always seeking reviews.
Yes, sir.
Could you explain to the listeners out there why you never turn off your advertisements?
Because I never want to go broke.
Okay. All right.
To go deeper than that.
Matt Kline, I'm going to let you take this show to as deep of a level as you want there. Matt Kline, how are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome. How are you guys?
This just in. I'm excited to have you on the show. And you are the franchise brand developer for Oxi Fresh. So for listeners out there who are not familiar with what you do at Oxi Fresh, can you explain what your role is with Oxi Fresh?
Certainly. Yeah, so my main job and my team is to take people that are interested in being owners of businesses, to guide them through the process, specifically with Oxi Fresh, to find out if this may be the business for them, to then become a franchise owner. I take them through all the initial steps of learning everything there needs to know about Oxi Fresh, all the details, taking them through all sorts of different document sharings, eventually getting them to a point where they feel comfortable with what they know, to take the next step and come out and see us in Denver, right? Make sure they have all the training needed. And if they feel comfortable, then they can move forward. So that process could take 35 days, it can take 2 years, whatever it is. So myself and my team, we're the very first step of the process to getting someone to eventually become a franchise.
So once someone is awarded a franchise, your job is what at that point? Once somebody decides to buy an Oxi Fresh, once they've done their research and have traveled to Denver to vet it and to go through a discovery day, what does that process look like? What is your role with the franchisee after their franchise has been awarded to them?
Yeah, so at that point, I just help with, maybe someone to talk to. I'm a franchisee myself in that capacity, so I have a lot of people that I've spoken to. I've brought them through the process, and we can talk franchise to franchisee level, or if there's questions about growth in terms of next territories or opportunities, I'll help them with that. But mostly when they become a franchise, I'm just a sounding board. I'm part of the team here at Oxi Fresh, so I'll take calls and help however I can. But typically the operations team takes that from there. And then they're doing things like onboarding and making sure that they're getting the intimate training to run the scheduling in terms of being able to run their scheduling platform, being able to meet the other side, the team. So they're basically getting them all ramped up and ready to go and supporting them from that point forward. I'm more here as just the person to help with whatever needs.
Okay, so I want to tee up the big problem, the big idea we're going to talk about on today's show. It's hitting the growth gas pedal for your baby business. Hitting the growth gas pedal. Matt, are you a lead foot? Do you drive fast?
I do.
How fast? Do you get a lot of tickets, Matt? One a year? No tickets ever?
I don't get tickets. I get up to speed fast, but I don't speed very often.
Okay, so you're not.
I think when I was a little bit younger, I maybe pushed the envelope a little harder than I should have.
Well, let's work off this, and this might be a far-stretched example or analogy, but we'll go with it. Here we go. If I buy an Oxi Fresh, or it's a business vehicle to get my family from where I am to where I want to go. If I open up a small business, a living water irrigation location. Say I team up with Josh and I open up a Living Water with the exact same systems and processes as what Josh has, but I'm based in Bentonville. The exact same logo, color, website, based in Bentonville. If I get that business vehicle and I'm fully fueled up with gasoline, I have the ability, the potential power to move forward, but I don't ever hit the gas pedal. If I never hit the throttle, I'll never move. I'll just be sitting there in the parking lot. And if you have a small business with all the systems and processes and you never advertise, your business never moves. But yet I see a lot of people who are resistant to running advertisements because there's a difference between effective advertising and ineffective advertising. So, Matt, let's get into the most effective forms of advertising for an Oxi Fresh franchise owner. And then I would like for Josh with Living Water to share about what the most effective advertising has been for you. So, Matt, let's start with what's the most effective kind of advertising that you would need to have in place if you're an Oxi Fresh franchise owner?
Yeah, and there are several that we go through, but first and foremost, the most effective way to get business for us, and actually the most cost-effective way, is to make sure that you show up when people are searching for whatever you're trying to accomplish. For us, it happens to be floor cleaning, carpet, upholstery, tile and grout, and hard floor. So when someone goes on their cell phone and they type in carpet cleaners near me, carpet cleaning quotes, green carpet cleaning, you better show up. And that's what we help with on the front end. So being able to have the correct pages up front, Google, Facebook, Yelp, having a good website, that's the first stage. But then you can stack on top of that, like you mentioned in your intro, AdWords, right? Having advertisements that show up to even further push your business when someone's looking for you. So not only are you organically showing up online, but you're also paying to be in spots where you know your customers are going to be. AdWords are important, okay? I know you guys talked about that a little bit, but your AdWords, the more you spend, is not necessarily what you want to look at. You want to have a very strong presence online, and then for every dollar you spend on AdWords, you'll get that back. If you do not have a Google page and you do not have a good presence and you try to spend money on AdWords, you're not going to be nearly as effective if you show up 1, 2, or 3 on Google. Does that make sense?
What I want to do is, I think it's making sense for me because I'm kind of stooped up I'm up to my eyeballs in data as it relates to what works
Gotcha.
with marketing and systems. But I think some of our listeners are not. So I want to make sure I understand what you just said here. One, you're saying you need to dominate search engine results and specifically Google. Am I correct?
You're absolutely correct.
Okay, and then second, you mentioned we need to have our Google map, our Google local business map. Can you talk about that Google local map? What do you mean by that for somebody out there that's maybe not familiar with what you're talking about?
Sure. So for us, we're in the service industry. So when someone searches, they want to find a company that's near them. And what Google will do is they'll place companies that are near that customer. Okay, so you not only need to be near where your customers are at in terms of servicing, and they'll actually show you on a Google map, which is basically Google My Business. They'll show you where this company will service. Okay, so you want to be able to be there. But then you want to basically stack your Google reviews. And we talk about Google reviews all the time. You can literally have a Google page, and if you don't get reviews, it'll just sit there. It has no validation from customers. It's just a page. But if you have customers give you reviews and you start building that, then you will become the number one result when a customer searches carpet cleaning on Google. That is important, okay? And then the next part of it, it gets a little confusing, but you can stack ads on top of that so that you show up multiple times as a company. When someone searches carpet cleaning on Google, you might show up multiple times on one screenshot. And we can help you do that. It's very important to be there. That's just one way of getting business. That's the way you want to start, okay? And then there's things like putting mailers out there, making sure that your customers know you're in the neighborhood, right? There's things like targeted marketing for Facebook. You know where you're going to be servicing, so you can actually target a certain segment of your population so that you can show those customers that you are there to service. And all of these things have an effect, but you want to make sure that you're doing it smartly and you're getting the best out of every dollar spent.
Okay, so let's make sure that I'm giving you some facts here, and then Josh, I want to go with you so you can talk about what the most effective advertising is for your business. But I've got some stats I want to share with the listeners out there. First off, let's recap. The 5 methods of marketing that I'm hearing from Matt Kline discussing as we're talking about the importance of hitting the gas pedal in your baby business is 1, search engine optimization. That's a longer conversation. We have many shows about it, but make sure you are top of the Google research results or that you are on a path to getting to the top of the search engine results. 2, Google Map optimization. You can go to google.com/business to register your website on the Google Map. And it is so important you do that because right now, if you do a Google search right now, if you're listening right now for Tulsa Men's Haircuts, that's one of our businesses, Elephant in the Room, you'll see that we come up top in the Google search results. And that is not because I'm a good guy. That's not because who I know. It's not because of tricks. It's not because of how much I've paid. It's because, point number 3, we have the most objective Google reviews. So we gather Google reviews as a daily process from our real customers every day. 4, AdWords. Those are the ads that pop up before the search results, a product of Google, and you want to have those AdWords going at all times. And 5th, Matt mentioned Facebook advertisement where you focus on demographics. So Facebook demographic advertisements, Facebook ads that are focused on your specific demographic. Matt, do mostly men book carpets with you? Is it mostly elderly men in their late 80s? Is that typically who books carpet cleaning at this point in Denver? Matt?
It's typically not. However, we do absolutely have a bunch that do. But we know that our average customer is going to be a female with 1 to 2 kids, right, in the age range of about 27 to 57. So if we know that, then we should probably target those individuals in a sense where if at the time they need our service, they have us to lean on. They can do that. Marketing's pretty smart now.
Okay, so if you're out there today and you're saying what are the most effective, what are the highest return on investment advertisement systems out there, we've just listed 5 of them for you, and we have a wasp that has entered into the Thrive Time Show studio, and that right there makes it exciting because we don't know who's going to get stung. Josh, it's exciting, and I'm allergic to bee stings, so we might have to get the EpiPen ready. But so, Josh, we're going to come back to you in just a moment, but I have some stats here from the Business Insider. And Matt, I'm going to read these to you. Maybe you can jot these down and break them down for us, okay? Business Insider, the article is called right now. It says, how Google retains more than 90% of market share. This is from Business Insider. Right now, I'm giving you the statistics as of right now. 90.8% of all internet searches are done using Google. Is that surprising to you, Matt? 90.8% of all internet searches?
It's not surprising to me. I think most people, when they get, an iPhone, it's just when they go on there, it's automatically the search engine that's on your phone. It's automatically on most of the desktops that you use, unless you prefer something else. So yes, it makes a lot of sense to me because I use it every single day.
Now let me break that 90.8% into some parts here. 62.6% of all the search results are just done on Google itself, but 22.6% are on Google Images, and you have 4.3% on YouTube and 1.3% just on the map. That means that 1 out of 100 people, Matt, just go into the map and look for the map with the most reviews. They don't even use Google. They just go to the Google Maps and look that way. Is it shocking to you that 4.3% of all people searching the internet use a Google property known as YouTube? Is it shocking to you that YouTube is growing in popularity?
It is not. People are more attracted to videos than anything else, and it makes sense, right? I think everyone that's had a cell phone for more than 5 days has gotten into the YouTube trap where you just 5 hours later, you don't know what you're doing. You're just on YouTube.
Now, Yahoo has a 2.4% of the market share. So that means that more people are searching on YouTube, 4.3% of all searchers are searching on YouTube than who are searching on Yahoo. Is that shocking to you that YouTube is used more than Yahoo?
It does not. However, I still have a Yahoo email.
Ooh.
But I don't use it.
Nice.
I'm keeping it. It's a relic. Keep it forever.
It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Now, Bing, 2.2% of people are searching using Bing. Is that shocking to you, Matt? No, only 2.2% of people are searching for stuff on Bing?
No, I mean, I get to go to my own behavior. I don't ever go to Bing. I go to Google. Most of my business stuff's on Google. My customers are on Google, so that's not surprising at all.
All right, so Josh Wilson, as we're thinking about a strategy to grow my business effectively, to grow your business effectively, can you share with us, while attempting to dodge a wasp, can you share with us the ongoing marketing that you do for living water irrigation?
Yes, sir. So I thought it was to go back and revisit something that Matt was talking about and that you talked about with the 80-something-year-old men searching carpet cleaning quotes.
Yep.
I know the best exercise that we started with was identifying our ideal and likely buyers. So I think that's a good place for anybody out there listening is who is buying your product, and then that can tell you how you market. As far as for living water irrigation, what gets the most whenever we're tracking our marketing dollars and tracking where we're getting new customers from, it's the number of reviews that we have is what gets mentioned more than anything else, because we are dominating our competition in the number of reviews we have.
I would say I agree with you. I want to make sure the listeners get this, though. According to Forbes, and I'm not disagreeing with you at all, I just want to make sure the listeners get this. According to Forbes right now, Forbes reports that over 90% of people read reviews before buying something. Okay, that's fair. Well, how do they know you exist? If you don't have ads going out there on Facebook or Google or the different things, people a lot of times don't even think about you. But once they see your ads, then they go and read those reviews. Matt, talk about where people get that wrong. I think a lot of people want their entire marketing strategy to be Google reviews, and then they turn their ads off. Can you talk about how the ads work with the reviews?
Yeah, I think you just got to go and look at it. There's going to be a whole vast range of people. Like, there are still a bunch of people out there that like to get the coupon book in the mail. I'm not saying it's going to be the most effective way, but if you can capture an audience just by making sure that they have something still in the junk drawer, you can actually get those customers, and we will. You also want to make sure that, the Google reviews are going to build. When you start a business, you're not going to have them, right? So you need to build them. But in those times where you're building up your Google presence, you need to be in the spaces like what I said, Facebook, being able to target market, being able to go on. Like, there's companies like Home Advisor out there, and I know they have, they take a certain amount of money away from each job in terms of a finder's fee or a referral fee, but that's growing your business. Sometimes in the very beginning, it's getting customers to come to your business to use your services, because then they can become repeat customers, right? And then they can do referral business. And there's a lot of good value to them. So you want to be able to spread that marketing net wide so that you can get a bunch of customers from a bunch of different ways. And then you can actually look at your numbers on the back end and see what's giving you the best return. But then you have actual ammo. So if you go to one of your vendors, for instance, and you say, well, I'm spending this on it, but I'm not getting the return. What should I do to get a better return? Or you need to lower my rates because I'm paying too much for what I'm getting. You have the ammunition to go back and always be working on your marketing to get your best dollar spent, your best return. But you got to want to spread that out a little bit.
Okay, I want to make sure the listeners get this. If you had a grievance with me and you wanted to discuss with me personally how to solve that grievance, we talk about this a lot on the show, but you're going to find me at Hobby Lobby. You'll find me at Guitar Center, or you're going to find me at Atwood's. The Broken Arrow, Atwood's out there near Lynn Lane.
You can Google it.
You're going to find me at the Hobby Lobby near Lynn Lane, and the Guitar Center near.
I'm hanging out at Hobby Lobby for a week.
That's where I'm going to be. That's where I'm going to be. And the thing is that I'm there. And people, a lot of times I'll run into folks who are clients, and they'll go, man, I didn't think you actually go here every week. I mean, I do, but I don't know a lot of other people that go to Hobby Lobby and Atwood's. And a true story, a client who wanted to be a client who was trying to get me to work with him, and I wouldn't return his calls because I don't return calls unless I know who it is. And if you don't call through the main line, I'm not going to ever talk to you, because if you call me and I miss your call, I'm not calling you back unless you're a client. And if you're a client, I put your name in my phone, or you're a friend or something. But if not, I just don't answer it. You know, Matt, because you get a lot of calls, and sometimes there's got to be a filter system. And so this guy went to Atwood's. Hilarious story. He went to Atwood's, and he was there. He normally shops kind of near there anyway. At the farm. What's the farm place? It's not Atwood's. It's near there though. It's like the
Orshon or whatever.
It's Country Farm and Country Supply or Farm and whatever.
Okay, I'm trying.
He normally goes there.
Yeah.
And so he had a IT consulting business of some kind, and he decided, I'm just going to go a couple miles down. I'm usually there for an hour on a Saturday. I'll just go there, and I'll eventually run into you. And sure enough, there I am. He's like, what's up, man? Boom, we had a conversation. But I wouldn't recommend that Atwood's advertising is the number one platform for everybody out there. But there are some people like me who never, ever, ever go on social media. And
So if somebody wants to sell you, they just stand at Atwood's every Saturday.
Well, the best sales ever is a guy who sold me the printer. And, Matt, this sales pitch was beautiful. Can I give you the sales pitch, Matt? It was beautiful.
Yes.
Matt, and I'll pretend I'm trying to sell you.
Wanna hear it?
I'm going to pretend I'm trying to sell you a printer, okay? Here we go. And I got through the guard dog up there at Oxi Fresh, so now I'm just knocking on your door.
Yeah.
Hey, are you Matt?
I am.
Matt, I know you're busy. I sell printers, and I'd love to earn your business. I know you're busy, so I wanted to just give you $50 real quick. This is just to buy, 10 minutes of your time, and then I'll pay you another $50 whenever we meet. When will be a good time to get on the books for a quick 15-minute meeting?
5 minutes so I can get that $100.
Is this what happens? So I said, okay. And so I was really busy. So I said, hey, why don't we go ahead and book a time? And so we booked the time. So we meet, and he shows up, and he says, Clay, how many printers do you have here? I tell him. And he says, how many scanners? I tell him. And he says, well, I'll be willing to match whatever you pay now currently on your office and printer supplies. Beat it right now. And your first month is half off, so you'll save half. Do you have to get out of a contract, or are you buying from Office Depot? What are you doing? And I said, yeah, I buy from Office Depot. We ship some stuff from Amazon. And he said, well, here you go. And Matt, I made the switch right there. But he got to me because he knows that a lot of business owners cannot be reached on Facebook. They cannot be reached. I'm not on Google searching for saving money on printer supplies. So again, that's a maybe less effective form of advertising than Google. But he put it in his regiment to stop by to people's businesses, and he calls it he now calls it the Dream 100. I've met this guy. We've talked about it. But before he called it the Dream 100, he just had a list, like a run list or a route list or a Matt, do you ever have people with Oxi Fresh that have a drop-off list or a networking list or commercial businesses that they go to routinely in an attempt to win their business?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up because this is so important. I mean, we want to have, obviously, we just talked about all the marketing, and there's a whole bunch we didn't get into, but the marketing piece is one segment of how you want to run your business. What we consider the X factor, right, because we can control that. As a company and as a brand, we can really kind of help with the marketing residentially. But you are so right. If you have a concerted effort to go out and meet people that are decision makers for your industry, for us, it happens to be property managers, building managers, real estate people, real estate investors, anybody that has the decision-making power over a property that you can potentially be servicing. You need to have a conversation with them. You need to let them know what you do. And even if they say no, that's okay, right? You need to be able to have a conversation, be persistent. Just like you're saying, that guy found a way into your business to be able to sell you his printers. Right, you need to be able for us to go in and show value to whoever's out there that's making decisions. So yes, I think you absolutely, specifically as a very early stage business, you should be introducing your business to every single person that could potentially give you business and anybody that can make a decision. This is super, super important.
Now, again, I want to make this very actionable. I don't like when we have a show where someone can't immediately apply what they're learning. Thomas Edison said that vision without execution is hallucination. So let's pretend that you have a business. I'm going to give everybody homework this week of stuff we're going to do. Homework this week because we're going to dominate everybody. We're all going to dominate. Step number 1. Every week, if you have a website, if you don't have a franchise, if you have a franchise, it's different. But if you have a website, I challenge you to add 6 pages of content to your website every day. And we have entire shows about this. If you own a franchise for Oxi Fresh, I'm not encouraging that. They take care of it corporately, one of the great advantages of that. But again, if you own a local business, let's get 6 pages of content up on the website per week so you will rank in Google. 2, let's commit. Right now, we're going to optimize our Google map. Let's go to google.com business. Let's quit putting it off. Let's quit watching The Voice tonight. The kids are at cheer, they're at soccer, whatever. Let's go ahead and optimize that map. Go to google.com/business. Stop saying you don't have the time. Stop paying the poor tax for not doing what you know to do. Let's get that done. Step 3, let's commit to gathering. Matt, how many Google reviews should we try to get per day minimum? I mean, is it 1 a day? Is it 2 a day?
At minimum, 1 a day.
One a day. Can we do one a day?
Minimum one a day. If you have multiple locations, then do one per location.
Gather one Google.
Depends on what industry you're in, but certainly.
Well, now, I will share this tip for the listeners out there who are in the carpet space in Oklahoma, because if you're in any other state, you're going to find an Oxi Fresh. And if you're hearing this right now and you own another carpet business that is not an Oxi Fresh, just surrender. Just wrap it up. Just surrender. Join up with Oxi Fresh. But I have found that one of our clients in Tulsa, Complete Carpet, is a carpet cleaning business in Tulsa where we're allowed to. My buddy John Barnett is not in Oklahoma, so I work with Complete Carpet there without any feelings of guilt or remorse. But he gets video reviews. And Josh, you've done this too, where you get a video review, but you put it on your Google Map.
Absolutely.
And why are those so effective, Josh? Getting a video review on your Google Map, those are power.
Because people can't deny that it's real. People, that's our fake reviews. All of his reviews can't be real. It can't be real people. Well, it's a video, and it's Billy Bob or Sally Sue or whomever sitting there, and it's real and legit, undeniable.
I encourage everybody to look up Complete Carpet Tulsa. This guy's been a
Nathan's
client
great.
for years and years. Just a great guy. And Matt, he gets reviews of people on video testifying, about the quality of the service. Mm-hmm. Can you explain to me the power of having testimonials from big corporate clients or reviews on Google? Let's talk about testimonials in general. Why is that so powerful?
Well, I think just the same thing. I mean, you just said it. There's more people looking at YouTube than are on, Yahoo, right? It's because they got there first, and it's a very good platform. So videos, testimonials, if you can actually look someone, you're essentially looking someone in the face, and they're telling you over a video, use this company. I believe in it. I've used them, right? That's more powerful than seeing text. And it always will be more powerful. The only other more powerful thing is having them shake your hand and telling you in person and giving you a card. So, the more above and beyond you can go beyond just the simple review, the better your business is going to be, because it's going to be more validated, for sure.
I'm trying to make millionaires on today's show. I'm not trying to make intenders. I'm not trying to make pretenders. So I'm going to make sure we're recapping this. Step 1, write 1 page of content every single day, unless you own an Oxi Fresh franchise, because they take care of that for you 6 days a week. 2, Google, get that map, the Google map optimized today, google.com/business. 3, get an objective review every day. Josh, what's the hard part about doing it every day?
Just staying consistent every single day. Consistent every single day.
Every day. You got to do it.
Following up with your people every day.
4, launch those AdWords. Get the AdWords up there. You know what I'm talking about. We've all seen the ads on Google. Get those things launched. If you need help, reach out to my team. We'll help you. Step 5, have some sort of Facebook ads running based upon your demographic. Have your Facebook ads running. Never turn it off. This just in from our home office here. Women buy almost everything. Matt Kline, this might sound offensive. It might seem polarizing. People might say, no, you can't say that. You can't say, it's a politically correct world. You can't say that women control spending. Well, Matt, I was on Google, and I went to this website called Bloomberg. Matt, have you ever heard of Bloomberg?
I certainly have.
Back in the day, they screwed up and interviewed me on Bloomberg. And one of the things that Bloomberg says, there's an article called Top 10 Things Everyone Should Know About Women Consumers. Ooh, these are fighting words. I'm giving you facts. And when I give you facts, now you know you have to act, because I could just tell you my opinion, but when somebody takes the time to do the research, you probably want to check it out there. So Thrive Nation, attempt to prove me wrong here. Bloomberg writes, if the consumer economy had a sex, I repeat, if the consumer economy had a sex, not if the consumer economy was having sex. It's if the consumer economy had a sex,
that's a different show.
That's a different show. It would be female. Women drive 70 to 80% of all
Say that again. All.
Women drive 70 to 80% of all consumer spending through a combination of their buying power, and their influence. It says power and influence. Influence means that even when a woman isn't paying for something herself, she's often the influence or veto vote behind someone else's purchase. Step 6, if you don't own an Oxi Fresh, I would encourage you to turn on your adroll.com retargeting ads. Those are the ads that follow you around. Matt, if I own an Oxi Fresh, though, you guys take care of most of my digital advertising, don't you guys? Or do I have to? Is that something I have to do if I'm a franchisee?
So we'll help you with all of that, right? The biggest problem with like retargeting and all those ads is the creation and finding out how to actually implement them.
True.
We will help you with them. We will put them in your local market. We'll do all the things necessary to make sure that they're working. Like right now, we're working on a Facebook chatbot, right? No other companies have the access to these things. So we will build them, just like you're saying. We'll help you get them up and going. We'll make sure they're done the right way. You are not on an island when it comes to these types of things.
Now, the next, we have just a couple final points I want to recap with listeners. The next point number 7. Every week you got to do this. You've got to visit your Dream 100 ideal and likely commercial clients every week, or your ideal and likely referral sources. Matt, why do you want to see these people face to face? Let's say you have a Dream 10 list or a Dream 25. Why is just the act of seeing this person or seeing this entity on a weekly basis ideal and effective?
Right. Because the first time you typically meet someone, they don't trust you and they don't know you. But after the 10th time you've met them and you've had a conversation, you build rapport, then they can feel comfortable utilizing you as a person in your company. If you don't build that relationship, you'll never be confident that they're going to use you, and they shouldn't be, right? You got to show the value. You got to show that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. You have to be consistent. You got to be there when somebody else drops the ball. You got to be there when their next contract rolls around. Right, if you talk to them every 6 months, you're going to miss those windows. You have to be consistent. You have to talk to them. They have to trust you, and that's only going to be built by having consistent conversations. Let them know you're not just there to take money from them. You're there to help them, right? You're going to change their environment for the better. All of those things will help. So I always go backwards on this a little bit, okay? If you want to close like 15 new commercial contracts, you need to talk to one person a day. That's 260 people a year.
Yep.
Right? Do the math. Just keep being consistent. And if you do that, you're going to have a huge leg of business that you would never had if you never talked to anybody.
You know, back in the day, Matt,
before get off my soapbox. Now.
Well, no, this is great. Back in the day before I met you, I read a book by Chet Holmes, who was a partner of Charlie Munger. And Charlie Munger, if everybody looks him up, Charlie Munger is Warren Buffett's partner that nobody knows about. And Charlie Munger is a man who it's kind of hard to be an unknown billionaire, but Charlie's done that. He's worth $1.9 billion, and he's Warren Buffett's partner. And Chet Holmes was a partner with him in a business, and he wrote a red-covered book called The Ultimate Sales Machine. And in that book, he explained, he says, I'm quoting, best buyers buy more, buy faster, and buy more often than other buyers. These are your ideal clients. Have a special, repeatable effort dedicated to just these dream clients. So I recommend everybody has a whiteboard or something where you're going to see it every day. And then every week, go to all of your Dream 100 people and cross them off. And a lot of entrepreneurs say, why do I have to network with these same people every month? What are we going to talk about? Matt, and I don't mean this in a bad way, you're one of the best networkers. Some might say, some people quickly label a networker as a BSer. They're like, Matt Kline's a good BSer. No, you're not making stuff up. You're a connector. You're somebody who meets people, and your network is your net worth. So you guys at Oxi Fresh go out a lot of times to these business conferences. I think you just went to one with Boom Boom Powell in Florida, right? Terry Boom Boom Powell, the godfather of franchising. They're one of the guys who's a franchise coach. Some might call him a broker. I would not. Matt, you would not, but some would call him a broker. But you went out to his networking event there in Florida. Why is it important to get, in front of people like that? I mean, why can't you just email them?
Sure. Well, because like for us, specifically for Terry and his organization, the Entrepreneur Source, they are a huge partner of ours because they have qualified business coaches, franchise coaches that are searching out people that are C-level all the way down to veterans that are getting out of the service, people that are tired of being in corporate America and they just don't know where to go. They are introducing these people to the life of being a franchise owner.
When you say C-level, what is C-level? Sorry, what is
bringing them to us potentially if this is a good model?
What does C-level mean? Somebody out there is going, are you discriminating against the people of New Orleans? What do you mean by C-level?
Yeah, so in every company you're gonna have like a chief operating officer, a chief financial officer. All the these. Every company goes through layoffs and going through things like acquisitions, and there's typically some people left out there with a lot of skills that are looking for a new opportunity because something may have just happened in their other business, right? And these individuals, maybe it may make sense for them to actually, all the skills that they acquired in their past jobs might be really good for them to really run and own a business because they've been doing it for somebody else. So, but your initial question, right? If you don't know where your customers are coming from, then you can't get to them. But not all of these things are direct. You might have an entire network, BNI groups, like us going out to the entrepreneur source and talking to coaches that can find super qualified potential franchisees to bring to us. It's all about just the contacts and communications that you have. The more you have, the more your business is going to grow. It's all a numbers game.
Matt, I'm going to read off the following forms of marketing, and you and Josh can tell me whether these forms of marketing are more effective than search engine marketing that includes Google reviews and content, more effective than that, or targeted Facebook ads, or the Dream 100. Okay, so are these forms of advertising more effective than Facebook advertising, than Google optimization? All right, or the AdWords. Okay, so you tell me. Here we go. Auto wraps. Matt Kline, more effective or less effective than search engine optimization, AdWords, and Facebook ads? More effective or less?
Less.
Okay, but it's still effective. You still do it, right? You still auto wrap your vehicles, right, Josh?
It's a great thing to do for
Absolutely.
your business.
So you're already there anyway.
Yeah.
But it's not more effective. So
No.
I'm just saying, if you only had $3,000 to spend total in your marketing budget, you probably wouldn't want to start with your auto wrap.
Negative.
Okay. This is an interesting one. Cold call marketing. Matt Kline, more effective or less effective than Google domination, AdWords, and those Facebook targeted ads?
Not even close.
Yeah, less effective.
Less effective. Okay. Door-to-door sales, Matt Kline. What do you think? Door-to-door sales, Matt Kline. More effective or less?
Less effective.
Josh, less effective or more effective?
I mean, unless it's Matt Kline in person, it's definitely less effective.
Oh, what? That's
Then it's way less effective.
Now, magazine advertising. Magazine advertising. Matt, there's a lot of people out there, they want to buy that magazine ad. Is it more effective or less effective than the three we mentioned before?
Less effective, and it typically has a very big upfront cost.
Ooh, you agree, Josh?
Less effective and crazy expensive.
Park bench marketing
Oh.
or auto wrapping a city bus. Matt, what say you?
If you are a DUI attorney, do it. If you own an Oxi Fresh franchise, do not.
Josh, auto wrapping a bus or a park bench?
I'm going to say definitely less effective.
A few more here. Advertising.
I think, hold on. Didn't somebody wrap? Josh, was that you? You're a billboard guy, though, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we had
Let's
the
talk
billboard.
about the billboard. Talk about the billboard,
Here we
Josh.
go. So, yeah, remember
For
we had the
different
billboard?
reasons, but definitely a billboard. I think if you put love in there, you might change your.
Yeah. So remember when we had that conversation 6 months ago, Matt, about the great investment that was the billboard, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Some of our
I do.
listeners don't know the
How's it
story.
going?
We have hundreds of thousands of listeners, and many of which are finding today's show for the first time. So Josh Wilson owns Living Water Irrigation. Matt Kline is a franchise owner as well as a franchise brand developer for OxiFresh.com. Josh, tell us the story about the billboards.
Sure. So we'll go back 6 months ago. We were on this exact same show, and Matt Kline and I were discussing what a horrible investment the billboards had become. And kind of in the same thing, the same breadth that we're doing right now on less effective and more effective marketing strategies. And then a few months after that, after I was spending this ungodly amount of money on a weekly basis for zero, and I mean zero return.
Zero.
Your beautiful face, Mr. Clay Clark, in a coaching session said, hey, why don't you just say something really nice about your wife? Because you talk about her all the time.
That is true.
So I put a message up there to my wife. Shout out to my wife once again. I put, Amy, I love you more. And from that point, we got an interview from the local news station, and then Good Morning America, and then the Washington Post,
People.
and then People, and then
Goalcast.
Yeah, Goalcast, and then Kelly Clarkson Show. So here's a announcement.
Oh.
World premiere exclusive announcement.
Okay, I'm ready.
We will be on Kelly Clarkson Friday.
What?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yeah, and then we're all going to be on the local NBC station on Friday as well.
Are you going to go on? Are they flying you out there? Are you doing it via
no,
Skype? What's happening?
Via Skype, sir. Via Skype.
Really?
Yeah, I tried to get Matt Kline to sit in my place because Amy would have been so much happier, but Matt wouldn't take my calls.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, Matt, were you aware that he was going to be on Kelly Clarkson? Were you holding that information from me?
I'm glad I opened this can of worms. I didn't know what was going on, and I'm like Clay. My mailbox has been full for a long time. So you just had to text me, man.
Dang it.
Just had to text.
Let me cue this up real quick. This song goes out to Kelly Clarkson. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow. You're going to be on her show?
Yes.
Are you fired up about it?
We're super fired up.
What are you doing? Were you to prep? Are you purging yourself? Are you not eating?
We actually already recorded it 2 weeks ago.
No way.
I promise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, airs Friday.
Airs Friday. I'm excited about
Yeah.
this.
So,
All right. This is great. This song needs more cowbell, and this song would have been a hit. Let me get that cowbell. Here we go.
oh, you need Matt to sing the backup. Matt, do harmony.
I don't know if I could do that.
Here we go.
It would be like a dying
This song
cow.
could have been a hit if it had more cowbell. Here they go. Holy crap. I can't breathe for the first time.
Matt, if only you were in studio to see this right now.
Oh, I gotta see it.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Oh man, that song could have been a hit.
Yeah.
Too bad they didn't have enough cowbell on the track. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so the billboards have turned into national attention.
It is a thing, but again,
But we could go back, though. If you're going to ask me at this very moment, obviously much different and it's more skewed, but objectively, are billboards more effective?
have you gotten more deals off that billboard than you Google?
No.
No, but
Even with the national attention,
we got a
still
lot
no.
of backlinks, which help us rank high in Google, but we
Sure.
haven't got a lot of business from it. I
No,
mean,
sir.
okay, a few more here, and then I'll let you get back to being awesome there, Matt Kline here. But Valpak, you know, where you do Valpak mailers, those are nice. I remember back in the day when I first started working with JB, that was the jam. That was how we got all the business. Valpak.
Yeah.
Those blue envelopes. Is that still is it
Yeah.
more effective now than is Valpak more effective than Google optimization, than online advertising on Facebook and getting those reviews? Is it more effective than that?
Not at all, and very expensive as well.
Ooh, let me do one more. I want to do one. There's so many ways you could waste your money on marketing, and I just want to touch on a lot of them because I think a lot of people have great intentions. They're buying these things. What about advertising at a professional sports event? I've seen a lot of multimillionaires, Matt, drop an insane amount of money to, put a banner at a professional hockey arena, and it's fun. It's a great way. It's a great way to network if you have a skybox like you guys have at Oxi Fresh. You have like a skybox, and it's a great way to network. You can bring your employees there or potential franchisees. But in terms of putting an ad on the scoreboard at a Colorado Avalanche game, is that more effective than doing Google optimization, AdWords, and Facebook targeted demographic ads?
I can't imagine that it is. I've never done it, and I don't have the numbers behind it. But I would venture to guess that it is not.
I have actually done that before because I really, really was getting pressured by a professional hockey team to advertise. And so I thought, Matt, they have those little blimps. And the idea is they would take the blimp up there, and they said, we're going to take it up there. We're going to drop from the blimp all these elephant in the room, haircut cards. And the first time we do it, we're just going to charge you our cost, because normally – we're going to do a free haircut. You're dropping these on people, and the cards say free haircut for first-time people. And we're going to drop it on 10 to 15,000 people, whatever, at the BOK. I think it's like 12,000 people. We're going to drop it on them. And you guys only have to pay to drop it, So it's going to be like, $100 to drop. You don't have to pay for the cost of printing. You have to pay for we're just going to drop it. Very inexpensive. And I was doing marketing for this particular professional hockey team. So I said, all right, if you want to drop it. So I paid them $100, and that thing goes up. And, Matt, you've seen the blimp at the games.
I have.
It's like humming. It's like, and the fans are like, drop it over here! Drop it over here!
It's kind of like the Wasp earlier in this recording.
And it comes, and it drops. Woo! And there's a lot of energy at pro. Matt, do you like going to pro sports games?
I do. Yeah.
There's a certain kind of an aura at a pro sports game that it's like this. It's like then they drop the blip. Who wants free haircuts? Who wants some free haircuts? It's who wants a free haircut? Who wants it? And then they drop it, and then nobody called.
Like zero?
No, nobody. But it
Zero.
don't get. Now I've done. Matt, have you done T-shirt cannon marketing before? I've done that before.
I haven't. I've gotten a T-shirt.
Oh, dude, this big rodeo
I got
got
like
me
a
on that one.
triple X T-shirt that I think was turned into a blanket or something.
Did you call the
I got
company
a
that was on the
Nuggets game.
T-shirt?
It was
Did you
not
call them?
possible.
No, you didn't call the company.
Did you call them, Matt, and purchase their service?
No, it was just the Nuggets.
Oh.
So I just wore it.
There was
Like
a
dress
there was
about
a
2
company back
periods.
in the day that sold me. He used to have like indoor monster truck rallies and rodeos, and that all come to the fairgrounds. And they sold me at DJ Connection. I want to say like $5,000. And they're like, we're gonna load up a T-shirt and shoot it out of a cannon at a fan, and you just have to pay like $20 per time we shoot it. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, who wants a T-shirt? Who wants a T-shirt? Or if it's at the rodeo, it's like, how many of y'all want a T-shirt? How many of y'all want a T-shirt? You all want a T-shirt? I want a T-shirt. He wants a T-shirt. All right, here we go. And then they shoot it off, poof, and then no one called me.
It's a big win.
That's a big win.
Well,
Ego thing, though. Felt good. Felt
they
good.
still got T-shirts.
All right, well, yeah, someone got a T-shirt. So, Matt, I guess my final one. Putting your name on a youth girls basketball team in an inner city rough community, hypothetically, once called the DJ Connection Lady Celtics, where I sponsored a very, very rough urban. Is that typically effective, Matt? More effective than AdWords and Google optimization and retargeting ads, Facebook ads, that kind of thing?
Not typically.
Definitely less
Not
effective.
done that either.
But as a small business owner, you're going to get that phone call from every person you've ever met. Hey, will you sponsor
dude.
Billy's baseball team?
Well, hey, what about these walks? You know, there's like a walk. There's walks for cancer. There's a walk for, but there's some really dumb walks too, where it's like we're having a walk for Billy. Like, who's Billy? Billy just got out of prison, and we're trying to walk for him to help him raise $7 to pay his registration fee for his license. I mean, you know, there's a walk for everything, Matt. You know, is it super effective to spend a bunch of money to put the name of your company on the back of T-shirts?
No.
No.
You got to want to be in the time and the place when someone wants to use your service.
There it is. Well, Matt,
T-shirt, someone walking by at a game, they're not going to – it just doesn't translate.
Matt, I ask you every week, and each week I kind of expect a different answer, but I'll try again. People want to know, are you using shampoo, or are you still going with the water form of, you use 100% natural with the water?
100% natural. Took a shower at the gym this morning.
Love it.
Use no soap.
Love
Put
it.
a hat on.
I love it.
Wow.
That's what I love. That's what I love about Matt
down
Kline.
on the no wash.
Are you still single? The women want to know.
I am not single.
Oh.
When you say not single, are you married yet, Matt Kline? Because there's somebody who wants to know that right now.
Not married yet.
Have you put a ring on it?
I'm not married, but I'm thinking about one of those billboards.
Okay, all right.
Seems to be pretty effective.
Oh, wow. Okay,
I just
okay.
got to be more. I got to be more effective than it's already. I love you more. I can't use that one.
Now you say I love you more than Josh loves Amy. That's what you put on your billboard.
That's a move. That's a move.
That's
Hey, if you
classy.
could do that, Matt, that would be great for me, sir, if you could do that.
That'd be classy. Now, okay, final question. If I want to buy an Oxi Fresh franchise, I go to oxifresh.com. I fill out the form, or I go to thrivetimeshow.com/OxyFresh. I go to thrivetimeshow.com/OxyFresh. Step 1, 2, 3. Walk me through the steps.
Yep. Fill out the form. The information is going to be sent to us. You're automatically going to get some introductory emails that you can certainly go through.
Yep.
And then we're going to reach out to you via text, email, as well as a phone call. We're just going to set something up. We can start that dialogue, start learning about you as a potential franchise, and start diving into Oxi Fresh to see if there's a good fit. Doesn't cost you anything to go through that process. Our goal is all information, and then we'll see what happens.
Matt, I appreciate you for being on the show, for being a beautiful scholar. And when you're in Tulsa in December, I want to cut your hair. I want to cut your hair, for $1.
Okay.
Man,
Boy, that was enthusiastic.
Matt, listen, if you would have brought more enthusiasm.
I've cut my own hair since my first haircut in college. I was on like a Great Clips or something, and they jacked my hair up. I went immediately to Walmart, got clippers, and I've cut my own hair since that time.
You've cut your own
So I've
hair
not had
since
another
college?
Human cut my hair.
You are a
18 years old.
fascinating creature. You cut your own hair. You use water to wash your hair. The whole thing about you are a fascinating creature. And one of these shows, we're going to do like 101 questions about Matt Kline and just get personal and weird. Matt,
How disappointing will that be?
well, I thank you so much, my friend. Your beauty is an encouragement to all men across America that it is possible, and may you forever not go changing.
All right, guys, I appreciate your time always. Look forward to anybody out there looking to look at Oxi Fresh. I can't wait to see you guys out there in December as well.
All right, you take care, boss. And now, without any further ado, 3, 2,